a rainy Friday evening here in Boone, North Carolina. Alumni weekend here at App State. And what better place to be spending it than at Sywassink Lloyd Family Stadium, getting ready for some college softball. The App State Mountaineers are facing off against the Georgia State Panthers today, and A-Game Live is here covering all things softball. My name is Morgan Mills. I'm here joined at the desk with Brooke Kinnerly. Brooke, good to be here with you.
Good to be here with you as well.
And now, Brooke, I heard that you used to play a little bit of softball here at App.
I did. I had a great 2 years here. Now I'm able to show my love of sports behind the camera and on camera. So it's been a great time to be here, but definitely those shaped my college years into what they are now, and just definitely grateful for it.
Absolutely.
Definitely new stadium as well.
Absolutely.
So that was a big upgrade for this softball program here at App State.
Great, wonderful to hear. Glad to have you at the desk. Before we dive into the matchup today, let's look back and see what these teams have been doing in the conference so far. So looking at the Panthers, it looks like both of these teams, Panthers and the Mountaineers, are going to be looking for a win tonight. The Panthers are fresh off of a midweek game loss against Georgia Tech on Wednesday. Looking at these stats, though, we can see that they have had a lot of pretty low-scoring games. They lost to Georgia Tech 3-1, and they played Troy, all pretty low-scoring games as well. So what do you think, looking at these scores, do you think this gives any insight as to how the Panthers are looking to come out and play this weekend?
I mean, definitely. You're going to see them come out and have strong pitching. Their pitcher right now is leading the conference of the Sun Belt in ERA. She basically has been their powerhouse. Now, they aren't a powerful team as far as their offense goes, but they are scrappy and they're gritty as well. They will play small ball, so definitely as far as the Mountaineers this weekend, they're going to have to look out for that, and the corners are going to have to be on their toes.
I see. And so on the flip side of this matchup, looking back at what App State has been up to during conference play so far, the App State Mountaineers are also looking to clinch a win this weekend. They just came off of a series loss against Southern Miss last weekend, but to contrast with the Panthers, the Mountaineers have been putting up some pretty high-scoring games. We see they won 17-4. We're seeing scores 13-4, 10-13. App State put up a total of 31 runs in just 3 games. Now, looking at these scores, what do you think this says about how the Mountaineers are going to come out and play tonight?
I mean, like you just said, high-scoring games. Their offense is going to be hot. If they're not, then they're going to have to look at their defense to pick it up for them. But I think definitely they're going to keep that streak going of hitting. I mean, just last weekend they had 12 home runs along with 17 walks. That's a good eyes at the plate. That's seeing pitches, knowing which pitch you want to hit, and definitely the preparation going into it. So I think basically for App State, as long as they bring that offense and they stay hot, they'll be fine. On the opposite side in the circle, they're going to have to just hold it down and make sure that we're doing good.
Gotcha. Now, don't go anywhere. A-Game Live will be right back after this quick break.
We are the Mountaineers.
Bryce in the shotgun takes a snap. Troy sends 4. Bryce rolls left, gonna heave it deep, and it's not gonna get there. It's caught by Christian Horn. He's around the outside, and it scores! He scores! App State wins! Holy mother meatballs! It's a touchdown for App State on a Hail Mary! Christian Horn! Touchdown!
Welcome back to the A-Game Live. Now, Now that we've checked back and looked at what these teams have been up to in the past, let's hone in on this matchup tonight. 6 p.m., present tense, first pitch. These teams are going to be stepping on the field with a renewed sense of intensity and ferocity to get to a win in this point of conference play. Brooke, how do you think that energy leading up to this game is going to factor into this game tonight?
I mean, it's going to have to be big. It's a weekend series. App State has won the last 6 matchups between them and the Panthers. I think going overall, the dugouts are going to have to be loud. They're going to have to carry the momentum into these games and then through the rest of the weekend as well.
I agree. So looking at the Mountaineers, what do you think they need to do to really pull off a win tonight and going forward in this series?
I think it's just going to come down to the circle. As long as those bats stay hot and they're putting up the amount of runs that they have been over the past few weekends, especially last weekend when they were out, I think it's going to come down to the circle. But overall, in the circle, if they're able to just tone in, throw the pitches that they can, and work their spots, I think they'll be able to pull it off this weekend.
Very good. And then on the flip side of that, what do you think the Panthers would need to do to pull off a win tonight and going forward in this series?
I think overall, basically, they're just going to have to do flip side as well, do the same thing. I mean, they're going to have to be scrappy on their offense, as we talked about earlier, but they're also going to look at their pitching to hold it down for them as well. So they're definitely going to start with their pitcher today, but I think overall, that's what's going to take them through the weekend as well.
Gotcha. And then, Brooke, we talked about a little bit earlier, you used to play on this field. I know that you've been down there. I know that you have experienced the energy of being on this field. Do you think the Mountaineers playing at home this weekend will help them out at all?
Absolutely. Home court advantage, home field advantage every time. I think overall, like you said, our fans get loud. They get rowdy. So with that being said, you're going to see them going and getting loud and clapping. So hopefully on the field, they're louder than the fans out there.
I see. I got you. Let me see. Okay. Let's go ahead now and toss on over to Kelly Ray, who is down on the App State sideline covering what is going on the field.
Hi. App State has been hitting it out of the park, literally. Our girls are 4 home runs away from breaking the single-season home run record set last year at 58. And our very own Michaela McLean is 2 home runs away from breaking the individual home run record set by Katie Boyd in 2009 with 17 home runs. This is a game to watch, people. I mean, our girls, truly, they are almost averaging 1 to 2 home runs per inning with each game that they play. Who can believe that we are just mere home runs away from breaking our own records? In 2009, I mean, we are truly set for a time to break records here. And I just cannot wait to watch these girls just consistently continue to hit things out, hit the ball straight out of this park. I am very excited to watch this game. Thank y'all. Back in studio.
Bryce rolls left, gonna heave it deep, and it's not gonna get there. It's caught by Christian Horn. He's around the outside, and he scores! He scores! App State wins! Holy mother meatballs! It's a touchdown for App State on a Hail Mary! Christian Horn! Touchdown!
Buenos días, Boom.
years.
Welcome back to A-Game Live. We're getting closer to our matchup between the Georgia State Panthers along with the App State Mountaineers. I was able to interview App State senior Ambry Lucas to hear more about her tearing her ACL for just the second time as well. Leading into that, I was able to interview her and make a package, so listen in. Oh my God.
I just turned 13 years old, so I was in middle school. I didn't really know much about the injury, but I did know that it was going to be a long process, but I worked hard, and for being 13, I came back pretty quick. And I think just like the crucial age of being in middle school, it kind of shaped me and ultimately prepared me for later in life what was to come. When I injured my knee, I kind of knew immediately like what that felt like and what that meant. But when things kind of went from bad to worse, finding out I was gonna have to have 2 different surgeries for this injury, it kind of like shook me a little bit. I think I realized I had 2 choices. I could either let this injury kind of control me and kind of ask God, like, why is this happening? But the second choice I had, okay, this happened. I can't change that. So how can I make this thing work out for my good and like ultimately make me a better person and teammate?
The coaching staff understood the road ahead wouldn't be easy. They knew the process Ambry Lucas would have to go through, long, demanding, and uncertain at times. But for them, the decision was bigger than that process. It was about presence, leadership, and impact.
After the coaching change, just hearing like the direction Coach Witt wanted the program to go in, I was just so bought in, and just everything she's been able to do in year 1 has just been great, and I'm just so excited to just kind of build on that and see how this year is going to play out.
It's time for the reserves. The senior infielder number 1, Ambry Lucas.
Could have been what ended my career. I looked in the mirror and I said, no, like that's not going to happen. Like I'm going to get back, like whether that's some at-bats or I'm still kind of unsure of what that's going to look like, but I just knew that like I'm going to end my career on my own terms and not this injury's terms.
Fabulous work on that package, Brooke. Now, joining us at the desk on A-Game Live is professional softball player, App State softball ESPN Plus color commentator, Lauren Hager. Lauren, thank you so much for being on the desk and talking with us today.
Of course, excited to be here.
Great. Now, to start off, I have to pick your brain about pitching. You yourself pitched SEC softball for the Florida Gators and had a huge impact on their program, to say the very least, and are continuing your career in the circle as a pro softball player. What is the key to keeping a level head on the mound, and how do you think the App State Mountaineers can really apply that today?
I think there's a lot of outside factors that can happen when you're pitching, but as long as you stay true to yourself, you stay true to what you're good at, it kind of keeps you in line. With the App State pitchers being young, I feel like that's been a little bit of a challenge in this last time they were out there, but as someone who's done it for a long time, just staying true to yourself helps a lot.
Great, awesome. Brooke?
So, you've grown up around sports and softball your whole life. How did you make the adjustment to being a commentator and being behind the scenes and not necessarily on the field?
I think that it's a fun transition. I do it for fun. I've done it in the last couple years, and it's really easy to talk about softball when you played your whole life, but it's kind of cool to see it from the other side, to get to talk about these young athletes, how I was once talked about, and just hype them up as best as I can and give my opinion on the game.
Gotcha. And then, so I covered a little bit defense for the Mountaineers. Now I want to flip it, and I want to talk a little bit about offense for the Panthers. This team is one that can put the ball in play strategically when they need it, and they're not necessarily coming into the box swinging for the fences out of their shoes every single time. Do you think that the Panthers are going to try and stick with this consistent approach that they've had, or try and change it up to match the Mountaineers' very boisterous offensive game so far?
I definitely think that's a hard one to match. I think they're going to come in here and just be themselves. That's what's going to give them the best chance to win. If that's what they're good at, they should stick to it, and you never know what can happen out here.
Definitely.
That is real. That is the truth here out here in softball. Definitely. But with that being said, you played at Florida in college as well. Now you're seeing the other side with the NIL and the transfer portal opening up. Just what are your thoughts? Do you see the advantages of it? Do you think it's being taken advantage of?
I think that's a touchy subject to touch on. I guess for me, I'm a little bit jealous of the NIL at times. Like, I really feel like I would have been in a different place in my life, but here we are, just a pioneer. That's what I keep calling myself. I think it's cool. I think the transfer portal was there and put in for good reason. If you're not happy or you need a situation change, I think that should be available. But I don't necessarily think it's being used the greatest at times, but I'm sure that more rules and more stipulations will come around as long as this keeps going up and up, because they're going to have to if they want to keep all programs equal and all programs having a chance to be competitive.
Gotcha. And then, so as we mentioned earlier, you call games. You're a pro player. You're also a coach. You've looked at this game from all sorts of different perspectives. I want to ask, how do these aspects of your career interact and inform each other?
I mean, as I've just grown up, I guess when you play college softball, you're 22, and I'm 33 now, so you have a little bit different perspective on the game from all sides of the ball. I think it's given me a chance to appreciate what I did as a player, but get to pass that on to the younger generation, and just hype up young women just in this sport is my passion, and it's been a great time being on the other side of it.
Awesome.
What do you think as far as just being a commentator, how'd you get into that? Did you officially want to start out doing that, or did you find yourself there and you loved it?
An opportunity just kind of presented itself, and I was like, why not? I think I know about the game as much as someone else would. It's tough. It's not easy just talking, and you don't get any redos or anything like that, so it's been a fun experience, and I kind of want to continue.
Gotcha. And now, to pivot a little bit, let's talk about some key players to be on the lookout for today. First up for Georgia State, one of my personal picks, Maya Mumfield, number 4. She is a senior. She is consistent and strong in the infield. On those hot corners, you definitely need to stay sharp, and Mumfield has proven that she is more than capable of holding it down over there. She has 166 putouts on the season. She's also a very strong presence offensively. She helped the Panthers secure their win against Marshall earlier this March, going 2 for 3 in the box. She is batting .375 in conference play right now, and I think she is a person to watch on either side of this ball.
Definitely, and for the App State Mountaineers, I am going with Michaela McLean, their senior. She is holding it down out there. She's leading the teams in batting average, RBIs, hits, and she's also 1 home run away from setting the school home run record as well. On the season, we have 16 home runs, 12 walks, and 12 stolen bases. She's just basically your key player and is going to take you far.
Gotcha, I got you. Another pick that I have for the Georgia State Panthers, we got Mackenzie Walker, number 31, another senior. She is currently leading the team in batting average right now, both in conference play and overall. She is batting .411 on the season, .389 in conference play. She has been a consistent player and leader as far as the bats go. As far as the bats go, every time the Panthers have stepped on the season, she has been a presence in the box. If she can lock down a confident approach to this App State pitching staff, I think she could definitely be a heavy hitter offensively.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going freshman Taylor Schaefer out there for the Mountaineers, the second hot player that I'm going to look at. She's over in the hot corner as well and has been holding it down at third base. She has 10 home runs and 16 walks as well, so a good eye in the box. I think overall she's been a great addition for this Mountaineers softball team.
Wonderful. Now, don't go anywhere. We will be right back on the A-Game Live. Kelly Ray is down on the field for an up-close look at the Georgia State Panthers sideline when we return here on the A-Game Live.
Weekly News. I'm Emma Tuss.
And I am Matthew Sharp. This is a special episode indeed.
Welcome back to Black It Up. I'm your host, Rhea Autry.
Buenos días, Boone. Estamos aquí en Phys Ed en la noche de baile. El género es música latina.
The video back. Hey, can I get the video back?
Add all these things to your wardrobe. Spice up your life.
Welcome back to a new episode of Connected Cultures.
Come on.
Hello and welcome to Religion and Life. I'm your host, Ozzy Ostwald.
Hi everybody, welcome to a very special episode of Get Bacon with App TV.
Welcome back to the A-Game Live.
Good evening, Insomniacs. My name is Sadie Weiss, and I am the Chancellor of Uplate University.
Welcome back. Now, with Georgia State, you can't but talk about two players that are currently hitting it out of the park for them. Chloe Hatcher, who currently leads with 4 home runs for the team, and their senior hitter and main batter, Mackenzie Walker. She ran track and field originally for Georgia State before switching over for softball. She is prone to stealing bases, so our team needs to watch out when it comes to pitching, because she will definitely give them a run for their money. She's got the speed from track and the skill and knowledge of softball. She might give our girls a little bit of a run. So, back to y'all in the studio.
Now, Brooke, I know we're pretty early on in the conference season right now. A lot can change, but I really want to talk conference picks. Who do you see going all the way and winning the Sun Belt?
Me personally, the Thundering Herd, I'm going with Marshall. I mean, they have the experience, they have the team chemistry as well that has been playing together for a while now. I mean, overall in the circle, they're hot as well. They have great pitching, and within their past few games, they've been putting up numbers and numbers and numbers. So I think they're going to be a hard team to beat.
I definitely agree. My pick is also with the Thundering Herd. They are currently on a 6-game winning streak. They have 1 loss in their conference so far. Of course, there are more games to go. We'll see how it all shakes out. But right now, like you said, their pitching staff has been dominating the conference. They have the lowest ERA in the conference right now. Jules King and Paige Maynard for Marshall have been absolutely holding it down in the circle. Both of their ERAs are under 1, which is something you just can't ignore when looking at these stats. And they also have a squad that can hit for power. They have 56 home runs on the season. If they can lock down their defense, keep the pitching consistent exactly how they're doing right now, and have some fun in the box, I definitely think that Marshall can go all the way.
I see that. Now, I know the Mountaineers did get off to a hot start, and then first 2 series ended up losing both of those, snuck away with 2 wins out of those. But I think overall, you've seen their offense, you've seen the numbers they put up as well. I think leading on throughout as the rest of this season goes along, I think you'll see them start to sneak their way back up the rankings, and basically overall keep those bats hot, keep the defense hot as well, and you'll see them contending.
Gotcha. You just made a case for App State. We're looking at, because we are so far out of the season, we're casting a broad net here. Do you think there's any other potential heavy hitters that are going to come up at the last second? If you had to make a guess.
I mean, you see Julia Gerg, she does her thing, and she is staying steady in the box and has done it as well, but I think you're going to see her throughout the season just elevate her game, and you're going to see a few more home runs out of her, definitely, and don't let her get on base because she's stealing. You're not catching her.
Absolutely.
So.
Gotcha. We'll all see how it shakes out in the wash.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a tough conference. You've seen the Sun Belt be elevated throughout the past few years. You see it start growing. I mean, the type of talent and fields and players that we've had here over the years, especially at App State. I mean, this program is just evolving, and I know every other program is as well. And so I'm excited to see what the Sun Belt does look like at the end of the season, but even for the next few seasons throughout the years, it's going to be good.
Absolutely. And now we're getting closer to game time. We are seeing the stands start filling up. The fans are coming in. The energy is heating up. You know, we'll see how it all shakes out on the watch as far as the conference goes. Now, let's take a look at A-Game's very own Dylan Shepard, who got a chance to sit down and talk with App State's softball's Sophie Moshos.
Fans, that is strikeout number 1 in the game, and career strikeout number 500.
I always had a dream of playing Division I softball when I was younger, and you know, it just didn't work out at first. It wasn't in the plan for me, so I thought, why hold back? You know, like, you only live once and you only have a certain time to follow your dreams, so it's now or never. I entered the portal after my sophomore year, and I kind of went into it with an open attitude of whatever's meant to happen will happen. And once I got to App State, I just felt super welcomed by the coaching staff, the girls. There was just something different about it.
One of the reasons Moshos wears the black and gold is pitching coach Alex Ibarra, who was the first person to call Moshos during the recruiting process. And with experience coaching professional softball players, he knows talent when he sees it.
Soph's a gem. I mean, she's an A+ human. She's has a lot of influence on her team, not so much vocally, but just kind of by the way she moves and the way she, you know, gives 100% effort in everything that she does every day. And I had never really spoken to somebody who played at a non-Division I institution. Just seeing her journey and just hearing the things that she wanted to accomplish, it was just an exciting conversation. And then she finally called Coach Wade and was like, I have terrible news, like, you're stuck with me for the next 2 years. When she kind of talked to us like that, it was just awesome, and, you know, no regrets. I mean, you've seen what she's done for us.
He's helped me so much. Like, he's genuinely everything that I wanted in a pitching coach when I entered the portal. He's taught me so many things that I just would not have known prior to coming here, and I'm very grateful for him and everything that he's taught me.
She's just a silent assassin. She's always quietly thinking about how she's gonna make us better, and it's just awesome when somebody can just put their head down and work.
It's just amazing, especially in the bullpen. All of us are very diverse, you know, kind of personality-wise, and then on the field as well, which is great because we all fit together like a puzzle. I'm just really, really excited to see, you know, kind of what we do, and y'all better be watching because App State softball's coming.
Wonderful work there from Dylan. Now, to finish off the show tonight, it's time for a little bit of fun. It's time for Pick'ems. I have got 4 Sun Belt softball games lined up here, all happening this weekend. This should be exciting. Starting off with Georgia Southern at Coastal Carolina. They play their 3rd game of the series tomorrow at noon. Brooke, who do you have?
I mean, me personally, I'm going with Coastal. The Chanticleers, they are on a roll right now. They've been doing really good this season, just as they have been in the previous seasons as well for them. They've been there, they know what they're doing. I think that's going to start showing through, especially once you start getting later into the season and you're playing almost 50 games. You're going to start getting a little tired, girls wore out. But overall, I'm going Coastal on this one. Georgia Southern also at the bottom of the conference right now. Haven't been too hot this year, so.
I got you. I am going to have to agree. You know, as you just said, Georgia Southern is currently ranked last in the conference. Coastal Carolina looking at 4th right now in the conference. Coastal Carolina is a team that can hit for power, but also knows how to get the ball in play to make base hits work when they need it. You know, they are extremely disciplined on the offensive side of the ball, and Georgia Southern is going to have to play a seriously flawless game of defense to pull off a win here. So for that reason, I'm going to agree. I'm going to go with Coastal Carolina. Now, next up on the docket, kicking off the series, JMU at home against South Alabama at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Brooke, who you got?
It's probably going to be a lot different than what everybody else is going to say, but I'm saying JMU is going to take this one this weekend. I'm not saying that they're going to win all 3 games, but I'm saying that they are going to take 2 out of those. Underdog here, but they are at home. Home field advantage, I think, is going to work for them throughout this weekend.
I am unfortunately going to have to disagree. I think historically, JMU has had some trouble with this South Alabama team. You know, combined with the fact Alabama is ranked a little bit higher in the conference than them right now, not to mention they are leading the Sun Belt in shutouts. I am definitely going to have to go with South Alabama. And now next up on the docket, we got Marshall at Texas. First pitch happening later tonight at 7 p.m. Brooke, who do you got?
I know we were just talking about how Marshall is going to take it this conference title this year. But for this weekend, I'm not choosing them. I'm choosing Texas State. I think they're going to sneak back from behind and take throughout the series. I definitely do believe they're going to lose a game. I think they're only going to go 2. But overall, with this weekend, I mean, Texas State just knows what they're doing. They've been there all the time, and
I am going to have to agree with you. And then now, finally, App State at home versus Georgia State here in a few short minutes. Once again, Brooke, I ask, who do you have?
You know who I'm choosing. I am going with the App State Mountaineers. We are taking this series. We need all 3 wins this weekend, and they are going to do amazing.
I am going to have to agree. You know, App State bats are hot. We've said it over and over during this broadcast. They know how to put runs on the board. If they can lock down their defense and let Georgia State not take any advantage of potential mistakes or missed opportunities, I think that they can definitely walk out of this game with a win. Now, it is almost time for the first pitch. We are just moments away from the App State Mountaineers taking on the Georgia State Panthers. Thank you all for tuning into the A-Game Live to get ready for this matchup with us. Thank you to the App TV crew, everyone in production who helped make this happen. Brooke for holding it down at the desk with me.
You as well, Morgan.
I've been Morgan Mills with Brooke Kennerly here. Thank you for tuning into the A-Game Live here on App TV.